This is Elissa Slotkin. She was born in 1976 in New York City, but her family moved to Michigan, Holly, Michigan, where her family became part of the High Grade Meats Company. Well, High Grade Meats is now known as Ballpark Franks and is owned by Tyson Foods. But she grew up in Michigan. Her father was a staunch Republican, and maybe that explains why she became a Democrat. One can only guess. Went to Cornell University. She was married. And during that time, she became a member of the CIA, where she was an analyst. Then the Secretary of Defense, Assistant Secretary of Defense, where she was dealing with international affairs. In 1986, she divorced her husband, who was a former military aviator, with their daughters. She promptly then said that she was a lesbian. Like I said, she was in the House of Representatives from 2018 to 2025. Ultimately ran in 2024 for the Senate seat, which she now occupies. She's the junior senator from the state of Michigan. And recently, she was at the Indiana State Democrat Convention. And therein, she was one of the main speakers and said on the dais that if the SAVE Act was passed by the Senate, already passed by the House, were to go into effect, Democrats would have a difficult time winning any election in the future. And that got me to thinking, if the SAVE Act went into effect, Democrats would have a hard time winning in the future? Is she implying that many voters of the Democrat Party are not citizens? They're not legally allowed to vote, but they're voting anyway? I mean, that's the interpretation that she's giving. Because we are not a democracy, America. We are a constitutional republic. And as such, the majority has rights. If you think about it, in the Senate, you can't pass a bill unless you have 60 votes, which means you got to have parties, both sides, voting on something. But we're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. And right now, the constitutional republic is saying we need to know whether the people voting are, in fact, American citizens and, in fact, are, well, here legally. And that's what the SAVE Act is all about. But according to Elissa Slotkin, Democrats will never be elected again if this act passes. Will the act pass? Now, we don't know. We now know that Elissa Slotkin says to Democrats, hey, the SAVE Act passes, you'll never see a Democrat elected again.